with that. And this drop somehow finding a way in around 100 missile turrets. And it's probably going to do a good amount of damage, man. When you're on top of factories, those units are not any good. But look at this army. It is the army of death just walking right up. It looks like we are going to be in perhaps a small base trade scenario, but you have to give a big edge to Sjow here.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be very, very interesting to see how this goes. There's just so many tanks there for Sjow. This is game 3 if you're just now joining us a little bit late. And whoever wins this will actually take the win, of course. We had MMA losing that first game, taking the second game, and now I'm not really sure how this is going to go. Eventually the two armies will have to meet. I think that battle will definitely go in favor of Sjow. But they got to meet first.
Oh my god, in the natural Sjow, somehow, someway, MMA targets that down. Sjow, he has all of his attention elsewhere, trying to stop the drop in his main, trying to micro his units in the main of MMA as well.
MMA is actually ahead by a pretty large margin right now in supply. I think that might just, it looks like the majority of that is SCVs. It's 51 for MMA, and they're all, okay.
Those are not useful, man. Look at this army. Well, in Starcraft 1, that might be good, man. But right here, right now, no. And here he goes. The siege tank's coming in. But the SCVs might be able to draw a lot of... Oh, that's so smart. He's not even sieging up. And now, finally, MMA going to send in those SCVs. Does have some Marauders stimming. And, in fact, doing a much better job than you would think.
He's killing a lot of units right there. I mean, his goal was not, obviously, to win that fight. But he did a lot of damage. And I feel like that this is going to be a very, very interesting game. We see... some depots here at the north part of the map, and now this is going to become home base for Sjow as he sees, or as we see a ton of factories being popped down. Just once again, also the planetary fortress does exist, and MMA is going to be expanding here to kind of this island, so to speak, down in the south. I'm not even sure if we go to the unit tab. Sjow doesn't have any dropships. He can't actually get down there. Well, yeah, take out the rocks. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Or he'd land the Vikings, or he could just siege below and hit the command center. And
you made your point.
I'm sorry.
Get out.
I had to do it. I'm a mean guy. Well, you know, the planetary is going to come into play pretty heavily, and Sjow actually, or rather MMA, loading up his medevacs, and he's going to see that extra base. He's going to want to land and try to take that out, at least snipe the factories. And look at that, landing a mule, probably, well, why is he landing that mule? Let's see. And he's going to go ahead right in here, take out a factory, loses a medevac, unfortunately. Does have a few Marines in there, though, so the Vikings can't just go hog wild.
Right. Killing a couple of SCVs. We see a bunch of siege tanks here from Sjow. MMA does scan and sees exactly what's going on, but he did a lot of damage there. I think he might just go clean up the rest of these depots, which sometimes a lot of players just forget that actually plays a huge role.
It certainly does. Where is Sjow going to remake those, man? I mean, those depots can take time and take money.
I feel like eventually he might just run out of actual base area here to throw down stuff. As more and more units will, or more and more structures will eventually go down. It's currently supply blocked by a pretty large amount, so I'm not really sure. You can't just sacrifice SCVs because he doesn't actually have any, or have that much to begin with. I feel like MMA is definitely in the better position here. The Vikings do land at the expansion, and they actually chase off quite a bit of SCVs.
You know, it's really hard to say who's going to be able to win this. The siege tanks, obviously so scary, but the mobility of MMA's army. Let's take a look at the units, all right? We have 22 SCVs against 21, MMA in the lead there. And then his army is 11 Marauders, 6 Marines, 2 Banshees, and 3 Medevacs. And that's a pretty good army against this mech-based army. There is one Thor, and in fact, the Banshee right now targeting down some siege tanks. He does not have a planetary fortress, JP. I mean, does not have... Yes, he does. It's right there.
Got you back, Karma.
You got me, man.
Karma.
That's why I called myself out real quick, so that you wouldn't have the full satisfaction.
It's all right.
Well, he doesn't have anything to scan with. He has one missile turret. He's making an engineering bay in a moment here, but he kind of can't move right now. He has to stay near that missile turret.
Yeah, he's really relying on these Vikings, and he's actually going to be sniping some medevacs here. And looks like
SCV's going to work on the rocks, man.
Yeah, well, they got to do something. Never good when people are just standing around not doing anything.
They can mine minerals, man, but mining those rocks takes all day long. Think they get some money for that? No.
Wouldn't I feel like the minerals, I mean, aren't these like diamonds, so to speak? They probably have, probably harder to cut into. But anyways, enough about the
think so,
geology.
wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. The geology.
Oh,
Someone needs to write. That's probably in the lore. Probably like
some lore masters composing an email right
Blizzard's
now.
like watching it and it's in the lore. What are you talking about?
Did you read the third about that?
Oh wow, we didn't even see this Banshee.
Oh,
It has
wow.
5 kills. I'm not sure how many of those are tanks. And this is actually great play here from MMA. He's going to try to go back in. If he could kill that Thor, it'd be probably the best thing.
And Sjow right now, 46 supply against 67. He's got to get that Mr. up. In fact, he does.
Yeah.
So the Banshee harass is going to be done for now. But I feel like MMA is really, he's doing exactly what he should do. He's making some units. He's trying to get his economy back up a little bit, but he's really focusing a lot on Banshees. That's going to force Thors most likely. Marauders are going to do pretty well against Thors. Some Marauders, some Marines. It's the siege tanks that you're kind of scared of because they do that splash damage because they have such great range. Because they obviously do so much damage. Of course, Thors can be scary as well, but I'm going to say less so.
It's probably one of the most annoying things to ever fall victim to. And this Marauder and Marine World Buddy is doing a ton of actual damage, killing so many SCVs. They're just racking up the kill count.
Down goes the Marauder, down goes the Marine.
Yeah.
Underappreciated.
Ooh, a huge attack here. I think that is going to be it. Well, maybe not. That planetary will do a lot of damage. You can.
Yeah, those Marauders are hurting, and there is a siege tank in there still. 27 supply against 63. This has been one of the weirdest TVGs.
It has.
In fact, this whole series, JP, has been completely strange.
I feel like that this game is definitely MMA's to win at this point. I mean, just popping up the unit tab, we've got 9 total SCVs with 22 for, of course, MMA. But he's got to deal with this planetary, and I think that we'll definitely deal with it with these 3 Banshees here.
Yeah, that is quite true. He's got to make something to go out there and attack. He is making a Viking right now. Does have that Raven, but this, oh man, he's losing so many minerals even repairing this. He's having a very hard time right now. The Marauder's taking out a missile turret. That is actually pretty big.
Yeah, now they have so much more surface area to actually do so much damage here. He's going to snipe all of the tech labs first.
Dude, Sjow right now has to be frustrated. No question about that. This is, I think he felt like, oh, I 100% win this. He has Marines and Marauders against my siege tank army. Yeah, I mean, looking at those 2 armies, kind of thinking back, he really actually should have won that. It's quite remarkable that MMA's, I feel, come back right now in this game. Oh, it certainly has, and the Banshees are actually exactly why. And look at that beautiful little drop right there, flanking those siege tanks and taking them out. Such important siege tanks. Wow. This is actually the most crazy game ever, man. 29 supply for Sjow, 66 for MMA. And we have a Rex kind of just lifting into the new home base of MMA. Do you know if you can land on your opponent's tech lab and take it over? You can. That is actually... I learned so much casting with Dignitas. You know what? Oh my god, I just thought of the coolest strategy. What's that? Okay, I'm going to say it on air right now so that it's called the Artosis build. You rush to a barracks outside your opponent's base in TBT, and then you fly that thing in, and when he's trying to switch add-ons, you steal
You land on, and then you start typing ha over
You like make a Marauder out of it. Oh wait, but then if you lift up, I guess you can just land and steal back in.
Yeah, very true.
No take-backs.
Now, this is... Sjow can do something here, but I feel like if MMA just starts doing this and expanding everywhere, there's actually no hope. But Sjow is... I feel like he's pulling a boxer where he just doesn't leave the game too much. Does that ever happen to you? Yeah. Is there a reason behind that? Can you fill me in?
You know, I think the reason Sjow is doing that, he's like, well, I'm not really sure what he has. This has been a crazy base trade scenario, and my tech choice overall is superior to my opponent's. Yeah. You know, I think that's exactly what he's thinking. He's thinking, well, you know, he knows right now that he's not in great shape. He's lost a lot of siege tanks. He's floated a barracks over, and he knows that his opponent is mining quite a bit. But, you know, he has a lot of mech units, and he has that +1 upgrade. You know, mech units are good, man. You got to give it a try. This is the MLG.
Yeah.
You should know that, JP. You work for them.
I do indeed actually work for MLG.
Did you know where we are? It's so important. All right, look at this. We do have at Show's expansion a couple Blue Flame Hellions making their way in. He's got to micro these like his life depends on it. And in comes the Marauder. Oh my God. Catches that Hellion.
Yeah, that actually didn't do really any damage. I mean, only...
If he had killed all those, then
yeah,
again the game is
would have been
almost
a game
reset.
changer. Yeah. Sjow is just, he has to play so passively right now. I mean, 113 supply for MMA, 45. Tanks are now being produced, and that really has been a signal to siege here.
Yeah,
moving in with a ton of Marauders. Yeah, auto turrets landing, just getting destroyed by all of these Marauders.
And
GG.
Oh my!
MMA taking out Sjow.
That was actually an amazingly good TVT best of 3.
Yeah,
I'm a happy boy right now.
That was pretty good. Yeah, MMA. Is he undefeated right now? I don't think he's lost thus far. He's got to be feeling great. I mean, Osira, I think, is still undefeated.
Oh, you ended up beating Jeff.
Yeah. That was actually, it was very sad to watch. It just got like real here.
Yeah, it just got like so real. I'm like, turn the stream off. Press my cough button so you can't hear me. I'm like sobbing a little bit. Press the wrong button. I'm like.
So, do you happen to know what the next series is we're going to be casting? To
do not know. We're kind of mixing it up a little bit.
That's true. Well, we're going to take a quick break. I feel like it was Red Select. I feel like that might.
Is it? That's a good match.
I feel like that's going to be a good match. Yeah. Actually, you guys casted Idra Select earlier, and the Idra is just. He looks good.
He is unbeatable, man.
I feel like he has.
Tournament.
I feel like he has a newfound kind of confidence in him coming into this event.
Yeah,
just playing remarkably. That opening series, MC Idra could have. It might as well have been the finals for me. That doesn't get any better than that.
Absolutely, man. 2 champions going at it. And what can you say?
And actually, if you didn't catch that, of course, you can check out the VODs. But I believe we will be playing and rebroadcasting the stream tonight once we go to sleep for like the 2 hours or something that we have to rest tonight.
They're going to fit it all into that. Why did it take all day to film then, JP?
It's true. They just play us at like ×4. We're actually chipmunks later on. But when we come back, we'll be bringing you guys that match, and I think Tasteless might be joining you again. We'll have to figure out what's going on. But regardless, it was a pleasure, Artosis.
JP,
shake your hand.
You, sir, are an amazing commentator.
Thank you.
And a better friend.
That's true. I'm a pretty good friend. So we'll be back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back here at MLG Columbus with more games in just a moment.